Okay, boom. We should be good. Oh! Had a bit of a hiccup on the, oh my goodness. On the audio front just then. But I think we are good and live and ready to rock and roll. There's no Cooper again today. Let's just see. Are we live? Yes, it seems we are. Yeah, no Cooper again today, so I'm going to continue working on spells. On the audio. But I think we are good. Okay, I know the audio is working. Great. Great success. The only thing is, every time I click off of the screen share, we lose our video, which is not ideal. Thanks, Discord, for that, honestly. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. We can get a start on the third level spells. If you've been keeping up on this, we've been making steady progress through all the circles of spells for our upcoming, well, very far in the distant future upcoming game, Tears of the Gods, title pending. We're probably going to change that. But, as a quick overview, it's basically very much in the same realm as Zelda slash... what's it called? The Greek mythology one. Shoot. Well, very much in the theme of Zelda in that you run around fighting monsters and solving puzzles. There's also like a survival aspect and a whole magic system. And magic plays a big part in the game's lore, in that it can corrupt you. The more you use certain types of spells, the more corrupted you become, and that can have unforeseen consequences. Just like real life. So, with that said, I'm gonna go make a whole bunch more spells. We got through the second circle, so let me switch. Let me switch which screen we are doing. Okie dokie. So, as you can see, we have a massive table here. I'll just tell Cooper in case he wants to pop on, actually, that I'm doing this. He may not know. But, like, after we do the third circle, I mean, we're over a third of the way done, like, spells-wise, for a minimum. I am still thinking we'll want more than, like, one spell per spell level, obviously. Maybe ideally, like, 3, but I can keep working on these in the background. So if you've been following, we've been doing stuff like the range, the mana cost, oh gosh. And it's very complicated on the back end. It won't be as complicated on the front end. But, yeah. Like, I have to know how this stuff works, so I can give an idea of what the mechanics are. So then, Cooper can build them, and all the spells will do different things. That's all well and good, right? But, yeah. This is pushing my powers of imagination to the max. One thing I haven't done yet is cooldowns. I think I could take a look at that today. But then again, I don't know if I want to be that complicated. I'm quite lazy today. Because I have not had enough sleep. In the past, like, week and a bit. So I think maybe we just bash out another level But anyway, when we left off, we were working on our first summon spell, which would be Summon Moot, which is an invocation spell of level 2. Takes a second to cast, right? Is that cast time? Yes, it is. Takes a second to cast. Target an area, and a little stationary spirit is summoned, hovering at head height. And what this basically does is stagger, stun, and charm enemies with supernatural. Can you still see? Oh my gosh, you cannot. What? This computer, I swear. It stuns and staggers and charms enemies with its, like, I want to say, mind-altering powers. Kind of a similar way to, like, a will-o-wisp. Can sort of entrance. That's kind of what I'm going for there. Now, that's the first spell that actually costs you health to use. Kind of representing that when you're doing magic, it often requires, like, a blood sacrifice. Real thing in history. So, yeah, it's a kind of cool spell. But of course, it does cause corruption. So it's got duration. So yeah, basically, this is like area control. You put one of these down, or even a couple of them, and you can sort of cause mass chaos in a crowd of enemies. That's kind of the idea for that one. I did tweak it a bit since we were looking at it last. What else do we have? We had the Transmutation, Clarify, which is kind of a clearing condition spell. Anyway, so for those of you who are wondering, I'm so glad my video is working again. Here are our different magic types: Evocation, Fortification, Conjuration, Manipulation, Disruption, Transmutation, and Invocation. And they all do different things. So with that said, we'll start with our basic damage dealing family of spells, which is also sound and energy based. So by now, the ones that we've got so far, we've got basically a fire bolt, and we have a fireball. Let's move away from fire, I think. Why don't we do, at 3rd level, so 3rd level you're kind of investing a little bit into this. There's a maximum of 7 levels. Hang on, I'm just looking at the chat. What the heck? Okay, no, that was me. Hold up. Maybe we go for something melee based. I think we could do something kind of cool. I'm thinking like an electric cleaving attack. Okay. And this will be kind of a close range, heavily damaging move. Okay. It's going to be 3rd level. Charge time, I want to say 0.5 seconds. Okay, the damage. So this is going to be real strong. I want to say We could have had an interesting effect in with it too, so it does like percentage health, so it would be super good versus bosses. Let's say 200 to 220, and it will deal. What's our max health? So I wonder what to do. So this will be directly aimed. Actually, let's see. Let's just keep it the same as that. Okay. Do we make this one top down? Yeah. That one should be fine. Let's not do the percentage health. That's a little... That could get tricky. But instead, I might give it a speed boost after. Okay. So the area of effect will be, I want to say, 10 feet in front of caster. In a 45-degree that should be cool, and we'll increase the size of it with charge. Yeah, air effects, that's fine. Oh, I cannot write. Okay, 10 feet total. Let's do that. And then let's do, what is this? Charge effects. Okay, let's say... something like this. So we don't want it to go too far, so let's do 2.5 feet. And that's probably fine. Okay. Travel time, not applicable. Duration, instant. We won't do the cooldown just yet. So additional effects. We'll say that it does ignites fuel. And also we'll say that it causes some chance of, we'll say, which one should we get it to have? We could give it a chance to stagger. Is there a slow? Yeah, there is. Should we give it staggered and then slowed for additional 4 seconds? Yeah, I think that's kind of nice. This is kind of a crowd control one. For 4 seconds. We'll say 50%. How long does stagger take? Is it like 2 seconds? Stagger. 2 seconds. Okay. So if we're to have the same duration, we're looking at 6 seconds boost. %, movement speed boost. And 25%. Should we say actually, no, probably just that, to be honest. That seems enough to me. Okay, what's this? Corruption. Okay, that seems nice so far. Will this add corruption? Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe 2. Boosh. Mana. So I think we're looking at kind of a heavy cost here. Should we say 130? Okay, 130. 130. 120. 120. 110. 110. 100. Whoa, not 1,000 now. Maybe not that far. Cool, should be enough for a neat little lightning spell. I'm happy with that. Lots of damage, some additional effects that the other evocation spells don't do. Bit of crowd control. Bit of a movement speed boost. I like it. Okay, let's move on. So next, fortification. So speaking of buffs, why don't we do? So we've already done like our damage reduction here. Oh, this is actually an offensive buff. Debuff, I should say. Stone Skin. Reduce normal, poison, and fire damage by 30%. should we have like an atmosphere resist, so you can resist deafening and stuff like that? I think we can call it... It'd be cool to have like an air gap one. But I kind of feel like that wouldn't be in the fortification category. Let's have a look. Magic of enhancing. Alter existing properties. Yeah, so if it's an air gap, I think it would be more like a manipulation spell. Why don't we pencil that in? Whoa. That's kind of cool. Okay, so for fortification though, why don't we have one that increases melee damage? So we have lead foot. Let's do... Let's do a density thing. Okay. I think this could be interesting. So this will be a... I kind of want this to be comboable with our lifting items. So normally they take 5 seconds to buff. Let's have this one take 2 seconds. This will be not an offensive spell. And this will be, I think, snap. Self or snap. Self or snap object within range. Okay. Area of effects. I think we can just put single target. Range. I want to say good to long range is fine. 60 feet. So charge effects. I don't actually think there's going to be a charge effect for this one. Mana cost might be quite heavy though. Should we say should we say 200? That might be okay. Okay. What's this? Corruption. No, corruption is fine for fortification most of the time. With the exception of that. Ooh, with the exception of Leadfoot. That's an offensive spell. That should have a little bit of corruption. Okay, so what this is going to do... Travel time, not applicable. Duration. Now, I kind of want this to be similar in that you can maintain it. Maybe not. We'll say, what's 240 seconds? Should we say 180 seconds? 3 minutes. That seems fine to me. Actually, maybe this should be shorter time. Let's say 30 seconds. Cooldown, deal with that another time. Additional effects, we'll do that in a second. Okay. So I want this to doubles the weight of targeted objects. Okay, that could be handy. Also increases weapon damage. Weapon portion of damage. Whoa. Weapon portion of damage by 50%. That's fine, because that's only a portion of the total damage that your spells will deal, or that your attacks will deal, I should say. So the idea is that you'll have a portion of your final damage derived from your weapon, and a portion derived from your strength. And those get added together, and that's your final damage. Okay, I should actually probably write that down on here. Let's do that. So let's make it bigger. Okay, let's describe how it works. Final damage is derived from the weapon damage value added to the strength damage value. Have I specified that? I think I should have. Let's see. Increases weapon. Okay, yeah, I did. We should also link this up here. Okay. Let's actually make this super obvious, like this. Will do. Okay, good. Same kind of deal for magic, really, but there isn't really going to be any magical... I mean, there'll be ones, I suppose. Well, do I even want that? Not really. I kind of want this to be, like, more hack and slash than stand back and cast spells. So, if you are doing spells, I kind of want it to be that you're weaving it into melee. Anyway, I'm happy with that for a fortification spell. That should be a neat little way that you can combo to get some big damage, which I always like. Right, next spell. Conjuration. Ugh. Why can't I type? Alright, what are we gonna do for a conjuration spell? We've had Conjure Vermin, that's kinda cool. grasping vines. What else can we conjure? Should we say a thundercrack? Yeah, we could just do a straight up damage. Or maybe a lightning bolt? I think a lightning bolt could be cool. Conjure lightning bolt? Summon lightning bolts? Let's just say lightning bolt. Okay, cast time is gonna be real fast. Damage is gonna be real high, but not perhaps quite as high as this one. Actually, maybe even higher, wait. Why not? Let's say... Okay, let's say... Whoa, not that. 210 to 240. Let's say high potential. 250 even. Actually, let's say even more variable. So... Damn, Fireball didn't do anywhere near this much. Maybe... Okay, let's tone down... Let's tone down that, actually. Let's tone down this. Let's tone down 180 to 200. Let's tone down that. Let's tone down this. 170 to 230. That should be fine. Area of the ground within range. So I kind of want this to be... This is a quick snap, a quick aimed one. Let's see. Actually, no, you know what? Lightning strikes a point. So, let's make this... Let's make this a snap spell. Aimed or snap, actually. Could be cool. Aimed on ground, point of ground, or snap. Can I, actually? Now let's simplify this. Snap or area of ground within range. Okay, area of effects. I think I want this to be about 15 feet. Maybe even a tiny bit less. Okay. Range. A bit of a shorter range, I think, on this. 40 feet seems good. Our working range is like probably between 0 to 60, 70 feet. I don't imagine anything's going to be further away than that. So the range isn't that big a factor, to be honest. I mean, we could get rid of the range altogether, but this is just in case we do come across like a really open area and we don't want like spells casting into the horizon infinitely far away, because that's just a bit tricky to deal with. Let's see. Bear with me. I'm just multitasking here. so conjuration. What were we looking at? So is this duration? This is charge effect, is it? Charge effect. So this isn't going to be one where we get additional bolts. This is going to be. This isn't a chain lightning spell either. This is going to be. This is going to be like severe damage to one target and area of effect to others. Area of effect of like statuses to others. Okay, so we'll do similar to this. The range should probably be a little less. I want to say 2 feet. Actually, no. Let's do. How big could this go? Actually, starts with a 10-foot area. Let's actually do that. Increase damage. Let's say. This one should scale a little harder. Charge rate is the same though. Okay. Travel time. No travel time. This comes down from the heavens. Duration. Instant. Okay, so now additional effects. This one's mana should also be pretty heavy. I'm gonna say we're gonna start at 150, reducing less. This one's not designed to be used as much. Corruption, yes. I think a little more. Maybe not that much though. Maybe 3. Okay, 150, 150, 145, 145, 140. This one's expensive, and it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to use it all the time. 35. Okay, corruption. So what this is gonna do? Okay, within area, within area effect. Okay, so what damage type? Did I actually put down the damage type? No, I don't think I did. I have not done magic types yet, but I guess it's self-explanatory, really. Am I sure I haven't done that? That seems like something I would do. No, I guess I haven't. I mean, oh wait, yes I have. Right. I mean, I guess we should probably start using this. Why don't I take this over here where it's more useful? Okay. This is definitely more useful here. So let's go boom. Let's go boom. Make this bigger. Okay, so we could start doing the damage types in this too. I think what I'll do though, I'll just drop it into here. So when I set int here, there we go. Let's actually do why don't I tell you what, instead of that, if we change this table to purple, oh boy, not that purple. Ugh. This could be a problem. How are we gonna do this? I want a fast way to say what color goes in. I mean, I could just type it. But I'd like to use the color coding if I can. It's a bit too difficult probably to do. Like, that doesn't look the same. Oh, the reason being is that this table, for some reason, is not opaque. Goodness me. How opaque is this table then? %? What the heck? Man. Whatever. You know what? I think everyone will figure out what it means. Okay. No damage. No damage. This damage is gonna be normal. Normal and normal. That's not gonna do damage. This is gonna be fire. Conjure vermin. This one is gonna... Bloody hell, can you please? This one's gonna be poison. Which... seems fine. This one, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be normal damage. Yeah. Okay. Normal damage. Any more to do? Lightning. What color was lightning? Yellow? It seems obvious. Okay. Lightning bolt as well. Was there any others than lightning? I think lightning's fine. Okay. Good. Okay, so the final bit to actually describe how it works. So Deals full damage to central target. You know what, though? This is why I kind of want it to be a snap spell. Yeah, you know what? There. Around target. 10-foot area around target. That's fine. That's fine. Deals full damage to target. Stunning for, should we say 1 second, 2 seconds? 2 seconds. Others, enemies within area of effect take half damage and, should we say, are deafened? I like the idea of this knocking them over too, actually. Become deafened for, should we say deafened for 10 seconds? Are deafened for 10 seconds with should we say 15% chance to knock down and 35% chance to stagger. Okay, I like that. So that's now or deals damage to targets. Okay. These full damage to targets, stunning for 2 seconds. Enemies within the area of effect take half damage and are deafened for. Ooh. They're in area of effects. Deafen for 10. Stunning and deafening for 2 seconds and 10 seconds respectively. Okay, better. Now, air gap, our first manipulation positive buff, which is cool. Alright, so this is going to take a little longer to do. I think we'll say 5 seconds. Damage. No damage. Should we say wind armor? Actually? Because this could be kind of a deflection thing as well. Armor of air. Armor of wind. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, so what are we looking at? So damage, none. Target, self only. Actually, should this be self-only? I mean, it can be. Maybe we do a higher level version later. That affects the whole party. At level 6. When do we do that, actually? Okay, we'll copy that in a minute. Oh my gosh. 6. Boosh. That's gonna be a cool one. Armor of Air, level 3, 5 seconds. This is gonna be self-only for this one. Okay. Do we have one for party? Party. Fortification. Oh, it's down here. Of course it is. Why is this so big? Oh, it's because of that. I mean, you know what? Whatever. Whatever. Right, so let's figure out the effects. This is not applicable. Go. What's this? Charge effect? None. Okay, what's next? Travel time? Oh my gosh. Also none. So that's 2 seconds and 5 seconds. How long were the original ones? 5 seconds. Which one was 2 seconds? Greater clarify. 2 seconds again, so once again this can be 5 seconds then. Okay. Now, what's up here? Oh my goodness. Damage. Yeah, no. None. This one I think is not going to be quite as long. Well, I mean, 5 minutes I imagine should be okay. What's the original? 10 minutes. Clarify 30 seconds. I think 5 minutes is fine. 5 minutes. I can have this last 10 minutes later, but should we put it at 180? How much is the original? I wanted it to cost like, okay, right, so this costs 3 times the original. So this one, we'll say this one is actually going to cost 150. So this will have it cost about 300. For level 6, that should probably be fine. Corruption, no. Actually, maybe we lower this a tad. Let's have 100. Okay, cooldown, not putting that yet. So, the effects, Armor of Air. Makes caster that. Immune to deafened. What else? I think I wanted to give like a deflection chance. We can also have that it redirects like burning, so immune to deafened and burning. Should we not put anything down for burning? Actually, I think that's kind of fine. Okay, let's see. Blinded, bound, burning, charmed, deafened, frozen, knocked down. It could prevent knockdown. Let's say grants 50% reduction. Okay. How long does that one take? 2 seconds. Okay. Immune to deafened. 50% resistance to knockdown. And stagger for duration. Okay. Hang on. Somebody's messaging. Okay, we're back. Alright, so doopa-doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. Okay, so we're gonna have a I want to say she's have resistance to like normal. Poison. Poison and cold. We want this to be quite impactful. Actually, maybe not that impactful. So this reduces poison, normal poison and fire, immune to death, and grants cold reduction, cold, and reduces cold damage by. So the greater one's doing 60%. What's the base one doing? 30%? It's quite significant for that. Should we say 50? We could say 40. 40%, and then this one does. We'll say 40. And the higher one. Should we give the deflection chance? You know what, maybe not. Yeah, maybe not, actually. I think that might be too strong for you to add that, and too complicated. So, Let's make this. Grant that's a little more oomph. 60%. 60%. Okay, I like both of those. Cool. What's next? We've done our manipulation 1, done our conjuration. Next would be disruption. So, shall we get to some mental attacks? Finally, with level 3 of this. Ooh, mental attacks. This could be... Oh, what color was this again? Oof. Dark blue. Okay. So we can call this... I kind of want this to be like a jolt of intense pain that just causes psychic damage to them. So like their skin is on fire type of thing, but it's an illusion. I know. Scorch the senses. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. No! Get out of here! Okay. Scorch senses. Scorch the senses. Yeah, we like that. We like that. That's cool. Okay, duration. I want to say 1 second. Damage. So, this one, I want to say, will deal a lot of damage up front and then less over time. Should it be a DOT, actually? Let's say that it has a persistent damage that carries on. So this type of damage is going to be mental. So we want purple. Okay, so the initial damage is going to be, I want to say about 150? 150 to 170. Persistent damage of, should we say, half damage again, or 40%, 60%, 40%, as persistent damage per second, each second. Okay, 40%. So there's an initial shock, but then after that it's kind of manageable. Okay, this one's gonna be snap. Single target only. Whoa. Okay. Range, I want to say 50. Duration, oh, this is charge effect. Okay, so charge effect could be increase, let's say damage will be, say 30. I was not feeling the spaces when I did that, huh? Well, I am now. We added spaces. It's about setting a precedent. And the precedent is spaces. Goodness me. Okay. To be fair though, if I do, then I should really be adding spaces between those, but I mean, whatever. That's fine. That might be okay. Maybe I just change that to be initial plus 30 initial damage per 0.5 seconds. That could actually even be a little higher. Should we say 35 or 40? Let's say 35. Okay, what's this then? Travel time. None. This is going to be an instantly affecting one. Duration. I think 5 seconds at base. Per 0.5 seconds. That seems fine. 5-second initial. Cool. Now, additional effects. We'll do that in a second. Corruption added. This one's going to be quite high. I want to say 4, 5, maybe 4. Mana cost. Maybe a little cheaper than our evocation spell. 120. 120. And then let's go down to this one, I think. Let's make that a little faster. There we go. But maybe higher on corruption. Okay. Now, the effects. We shall also have it do I think Transfer Afraid is good. Transfer Stagger, Transfer Afraid. Shall we say 10% chance of stagger, 10% chance of afraid for 2 seconds? Afraid doesn't need a duration. Okay, let's make the afraid chance quite low. Okay, so with initial tick and each following, with each tick, each 1 second tick, I guess. Has a 10% chance to cause afraid. Maybe even lower for that, because that's quite impactful. They will have a chance to resist it, though. Should we say... 20? Should we say 15, 10? To cause fear? Should I say fear? Or afraid? Initial damage on each 1 second tick has 10% chance to cause okay, I think that's fine. That one might need a little tweaking. Persistent damage is always tricky. I think that's fine. But we have our first mental damage spell. That's good. So now we are dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage types of our 8. Is that 8? No, of our 9. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that for now. We'll see how that one goes. Okay, so next we're looking at transmutation. Now, I want this to be... Let me see. You know what I've realized? I haven't looked at the stream at all, and it's just me watching. Well, that's fine. That's fine. What do I want this one to be? For conjuring? Conjuration. What do we want to... I would say... It's not even conjuration what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. It's, transmutation. This is my least favorite school of magic, I have to admit. I don't even know if it should exist. But, you know, I might tweet that later. What should it conjure? Oh my gosh, I'm not doing conjuration. Why do I have that in my head? Transmute. What are we transmuting? You know what? This could be our first, like, magic nullification. Like, of all the... You know what, actually? Like, we have, Disruption would cancel, like, the casting of a spell. Transmutation... It's definitely my least favorite. Oh, bloody hell. I'm just dropping things in my room as I move about it. Don't mind me. Could be a lightning rod type of thing. Ooh. Something that attracts magic in the area. Could be cool. I need to kind of think about that. Okay, I'm gonna BRB a sec. Whilst I think. Okay. We back. I was thinking actually, something that might be cool is like to sap the warmth out of an area. That's something that would be transmutation only. I'm pretty sure. It wouldn't be evocation because it's the reverse of that. Wouldn't be invocation because we're not involving any weird spirits. Wouldn't be conjuration because it's also the opposite of that, sort of. Manipulation, I don't think it quite fits that because it's not like vector based. So this might actually be the place for our first cold damage spell. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, let's try this. So, transmutation. We could also do, our first beast transformation of some sort. Let's do that later, though. Let's try a cold spell. So, transmutation is perp. And we'll call it Sap Warmth. Maybe Drain Warmth. So this, I think, should take... This could be maybe riskier to pull off. No, actually, wait. I think this should be quick. Whoa. Oh, why don't we make it something like that? 0.7, 0.8? 0.8 could be fine. Let's actually start shifting these up a little bit. Make lightning speed fast, make lightning bolt take a little longer. 2 seconds, 1 second. Mirror shield, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Let's make that a little slower. It's another spell after all. Earth spells should be slow. Should we actually call this Thunderbolt? Why not? Armor of Air, Scorch the Senses, Sap Warmth, Sap Heat. Okay, so this one, let's have this one freeze in an area. So this will be like the combat version of freeze area. Icy surface, transportation. So this is going to be self only. Let's actually change this. This is silly. Let's actually do that. Let's do that. Good. Knockdown for each. Whoa. Objects slide. You know what? Let's just grab one of these. Is that too small? Yeah, kinda. Get rid of that. Okay. Boosh. So note about freezing here. Freezing. Put this here. Frozen surfaces excuse me, I'm offline. Hello? Okay, we're back. Phew. Okay, we'll leave that there. So I'll say, do we want to change it so that, let's change this actually. Let's make it like so. And then do this. And we'll just make a general note about frozen surfaces. Over here. Frozen surfaces have the following effects. Creatures have a, should we say 30% chance? per 5 feet walked. Chance 2. Okay, let's actually. Should we say 20? Should we say 10? For 5 feet. Chance 2. Be knocked down or staggered, respectively. Frozen surfaces have the following effects. Boosh. Objects can be pushed Objects can be pushed regardless of weight. That seems fine. Objects can slide. Yeah, that's fine for now. That's fine for now. Okay, so this will freeze. Persistently for the duration. Say 10 feet. Okay. Boosh. For the duration, the ground within 10 feet of the caster is frozen. Wait, do I need to put that here? Okay, so this can deal, should we say, 45? 45? Even? Maybe even 35, actually. Because this is going to be persistent and we're going to be able to turn it on. I think I want it to sap mana quite hard. Okay, let's say 30 to 40. So 40, 30 to 40. Per second. Around. Okay, self only. 10-foot area. 10-foot area around caster moves with. Okay. Sap warmth, so this will be self only. What's this? Travel time? No. Range? Not applicable. Okay. this with caster. You know what? I don't think that's necessary to say. Immune to effects of frozen ground and gains, I want to say, fire resistance, to be honest. Is this too much? To be honest, actually, it might be. I think we might revisit it. 60% is a lot, but then again, yeah, it's actually probably too much. Should we say 50? 50 is fine. Okay. 50, 50, 50. Let's go back to our other ones. So one was it clarify? Yes, it was. Clarify. 50% is too hard. Shall we say low? Should we say 35? I think that's fair. Okay. And then we go stones. Fast.